Good day. Let me start my presentation with a brief introduction of myself. I am Josephine E. Rolle, Teacher 3, detailed at Francisco P. Tolentino Integrated High School. I handle grade 8 English and I have 10 years teaching experiences. The title of my research is The Effectiveness of English Word Reading App in Teaching Word Recognition to Selected Grade 8 Students at Francisco P. Tolentino Integrated High School for the school year 2019-2020. To start, reading is very important to human life. We need to read to acquire information, and it is a very indispensable tool in conveying our messages. Reading is one of the most vital forms of communication. It is one of the basic steps in learning any language. However, there are many problems that hinder an individual reading skill. These problems have become the major concern of our educational system. One of the many difficulties in reading are reading without comprehension or reading without understanding, and poor word recognition or unable to read words. Problems in reading have domino effects in the life of the learners. It could lead to more serious problems since they are required to read in most of their activities in school. Some effects of reading problems are low academic performance, poor grades, low results of NAT or the National Achievement Test. With the many problems associated with reading, the researcher hoped to find ways on how to help students read words correctly. With word recognition as one of the difficulties in reading, the researcher aims to determine the effectiveness of English Word Reading App in teaching word recognition. Offer teacher an electronic device while teaching word recognition. Or offer teacher an electronic aid while teaching word recognition. Promote initiative in recognizing new words. For the scope and limitation, this research is limited to the following: the effectiveness of English Word Reading App, using mobile phone and an application to teach word recognition. Only 10 grade 8 students were involved in this study. It was conducted at Francisco P. Tolentino Integrated High School for the school year 2019-2020. For the research question, this study will answer the following. Number 1, how many words can the respondents recognize in the pretest? Number 2, how many words can the respondents recognize in the post-test? And finally, what is the percent of increase in word recognition among the respondents after using the English Word Reading App? For the methodology is the specific procedure or technique used to identify and analyze the information about the topic. The researcher made use of the following: quantitative research. It is a research that relies on quantifiable variables using statistics such as average or mean. Pretest and post-test. Pretest is the score before using the English word reading app. Post-test were the scores after using the English word reading app. The following variables were computed. Number 1, gain. Gain is the difference between post-test and pre-test. Number 2, percent of increase. It measures the changes of the scores in the pre-test and in the post-test. Number 3, average. It describes the summary of the scores of the respondents. To compute the gain, percent of increase, and average, the following tools were employed. To measure the improvement, gain is equals to post-test minus pre-test. To measure the increase, percent of increase is equals to gain over the number of terms. To compute the average scores, average is equals to the sum of terms over the number of terms. The following table shows the results of pre-test and post-test. Column 1 indicates the respondents, numbers 1 to 10. The column under the pre-test indicates the score in set 1 to 3, each with the following total scores: 16, 9, 13, 17, 13, 11, 11, 14, 9, and 2. The column in the post-test also indicates the score in set 1 to 3, each with the total score of 27, 21, 24, 26, 21, 26, 24, 23, 19, and 17. To compare the scores, let us refer to the average. We can see that the average score in pre-test is only 12, while the average scores in pre-test is 23. The next table shows the gain and the percent of increase of the scores of the respondents in pre-test and in post-test. Again, gain is the difference between pre-test and post-test, and percent of increase measures the changes of the scores in pre-test and in post-test. From the table, we can see that the gain are the following: 11, 12, 11, 9, 15, 13, 9, 10, and 15. While the percent of increase have the following: 90, 70, 80, 87, 70, 87, 80, 77, 63, and 57. To summarize the results, we have the following. The average score in pre-test is 12, while the average score in post-test is 23. The average gain is 11, and the total increase is 76%. What does this result imply? What does the score in pre-test and post-test indicate? The score indicates that, number 1, the respondents were able to read more words using the English word reading app. Number 2, the app helped the students pronounce words correctly. Number 3, the app is effective in modeling the correct sounds of the words. In the light of the conduct of this study, the researcher has drawn the following conclusions. The effectiveness of English word reading app in teaching word recognition was determined in this study. The findings showed the effectiveness of the app. There was an improved number of words read correctly after using the app. Word recognition is an important part of teaching reading. Mobile phone can be a very useful tool or an electronic device that can be used to teach word recognition. And finally, students should be taught how to use mobile phone to help them learn new words. With that, thank you. I am Miss Josephine E. Rolle.